Welcome back. We're here for day number 3 of your 2024 PDGA Masters World Championships taking place in Emporia, Kansas, presented by our friends at Dynamic Disc. I'm catching up with our MA60 division. Sweltering heat. We're at Jones West. They have just a couple holes left to play, and I want to see what's going on. These guys appear to be having a lot of fun. Let's see if that's the case as we close things out for their third round. And that is Michael High pushing off to the right-hand side.
Wrong disc.
Barely keeping it in bounds. He says it's the wrong disc. Hole 17, 293 feet. This is Kevin Shorey. Currently your leader. He's sitting 1 under for today's efforts. All of those scores at the bottom are accurate through 16 holes. Marcus Erickson goes third. And rounding out our lead card, the guy that came in sitting in second place, Michael Michalak, out of Michigan. And if that's not some alliteration, I don't know what is. Michael Michalak out of Michigan, wishing he was missing the tree. And that is overcut as well. So struggling here. He's sitting 2 over for today's effort. Looks like the third attempt is going to put him right next to the pin. Michael signed up for the PDGA in 1994, took quite a few years off of not playing golf. Not certain as to why, but good to see him back out here playing again. Playing quite a few tournaments, in fact. Kevin hails out of Texas. Over the first 2 rounds, he's averaging 979 golf. He's a 905 rated player, so he's averaging 74 points above his rating through 2 rounds. Erickson averaging 50 points above his rating, 964 average through rounds 1 and 2, on top of his 914 rating he brought to the tournament.
That was the scariest of all, right there.
And Mike averaging 43 points above as he just put in for the par. He's rated 915, shooting 958 through 2 rounds. Kevin and I were talking about him being quite the world traveler and seeing golf and traveling all around the world. Pretty impressive. So with that, though, Michael Michalak's going to take the bogey, and that's going to put him to 3 over for today's round. 1 hole left to play in this PDGA Major for round number 3. This is a par 4. And that tree is a really good, the tree on the right side of the screen right now, not dead center, but right side. You can see the covered basket. It's actually up and to the left of there is the basket that they're playing to. Slightly downhill, clearly a tunnel that you have to hit. You really want to push more to this either center or right. That's going to be pretty good position for Kevin. But center or right is going to widen your opportunities for how you're going to get to the pin. It's going to give you a little bit more room to work with, I should say. Going to be cut off or more blind if you're off on that left side like we just saw from Marcus. Michael going with the roller. And unfortunately, he nor I see that one ultimately stable up and then cut back to the left. I don't know if stable up would really be the right term in that case. Oh, Squirrel, get out of the way there, buddy. Second roller is going to bring him up short. And here's what I'm saying on this left side. It just gives it more of a hyzer approach, or having to bend it from right to left. And that's going to be out in the open as well. No problem there. Waiting for Kevin to go right up the middle. Oh, no. Kevin's going to go up and over. Not what I was expecting. still in the open. And also just not enough as this bends from right to left. So we'll see who has the best approach game at this point. Par's all still possible.
There you go. Bring it back. Great shot. Thanks. Yeah, good round. Good round.
Michalak already telling him good round. Oh, the squirrel's head to the basket. That's going to just stop there. I was waiting for it to climb up the pole, but instead it's just hanging out underneath the basket.
Oh.
Off the top. What is going on? Is that where the squirrel's got its treasure?
I can come on video.
It's just hanging out, really? Clearly something buried there. And I'm going to be the first to admit I was an idiot and didn't follow up to find out what was there. Basic approach doesn't seem to be a problem. Record, well, okay, not record heat. It felt like it should have been. It was in the 90s at this point with about 50 to 60% humidity. So just making it through the day. Congratulations to these guys, along with all the competitors. Nearly 900 across all divisions. And if you went late in the afternoon like these guys did, you actually had the worst of the conditions. It was windy. That helped cool things down slightly. But all in all, just a brutally hot day out there. And that is your lead card. And as they get the scores, we're going to take a look at the scores overall.
That's all I'm asking. To start with.
Yeah, Michael just wants him to open with like a quadruple bogey to kind of even things out. Well, your lead card going into round 4, Kevin Shorey, Michael High, Kirk Woolridge, and Ron Smith. So a little moving and shaking. That's the MA60 division, guys. Thanks for letting me walk along. That's what we see as we head now over from Jones West over to Jones East. I got in the car, immediately left that group to head over here, and I'm catching up with our MA40 leaders. This is Gusty Golden. You want to play down the center and then up and to the right is where the pin is. Pretty good position for Gusty. He'll have options to maybe take a forehand, or if he gets a little bit crazy with it, he could go possibly up and over. This is Monty Brewington. And that is a smash. Almost too much for Monty. He's going to be right on the edge of the woods. He would love to be about 20 feet short of that, in fact. Matt Schlebach out of Iowa comes in as the 4th highest rated player here in the MA40 division. He's got a 962 rating. He's averaging 997. And hailing out of Minnesota, this is Dan Schneibel. Not bad position either. And I guess here's our answer. Gusty is going to go up and over. He's averaging 1,002 over the first 2 rounds. And clearly has the Sky Heiser. Yeah, he's got that on lockdown. Just deep of the pin. Schlebach, good positioning. Not quite enough float on that turnover to get it to the pin. Here's Dan. Dan's averaging, like I said, 992. He's 959 rated, and that one is low out of his hand, so it's not going to get to the pin. Monty, 992 average over the first 2 rounds as well, on top of his 947 rating. So nearly 45 points above his rating over the first 2 rounds. He comes to us out of Texas. A long birdie look coming from Dan. Looks like he'll be settling for a par. Schlebach can get to 7 under as a total. That'd be 1 over on the day. And not enough. You see Monty is even through the day. Dan 2 down. Monty trying to close out with a birdie. Oh, wait a minute. This guy's wearing pants? He's wearing jeans? It's over 100 degrees out. Gusty gonna find range. This is inside the circle. Gusty comes to us out of Redmond, Oregon. Pretty much where I fly into anytime I go out and do commentary with the Disc Golf Pro Tour. You fly into Redmond, and you got to get out to Bend. But right now, Gusty's trying to get to 8 under. He's 3 over for today's round. Oh, and the effort is low. So he'll remain 3 over. That is going to likely push him off the lead card. Remember, players are coming back here in potentially 48 hours if they make the semifinals. And as I heard from both the MA60s and the MA40s, when there was pars to close out on 18, they both walked away, both groups saying, save and continue, meaning par is the default on the live scoring app. So there's a funny one I picked up this weekend. Dan, Bob, Yaman, and Monty will be your leaders, or featured at least on the lead card of MA40. They're heading over to Ope for round number 4, guys. That's all we've got for the action of day number 3. And once that was complete, I rushed back over to Champions Landing to peek in on the Zuca poker party. Zuca carts on the line. Jason Wilder right there in charge. About 100 people came out. Max of 3 buy-ins. And what a great group. We've got AMs and pros alike. I know there's a couple world champions in the mix. Pete May going for an MP80 World Championship title here. We'll see if he can close that out. He's got to do that tomorrow. They play just 4 rounds. We see incredible volunteers, sponsored players, editor, Nick Stock, Finland representing. Guys, that's all for day number 3 at the World Championship. We'll see you guys tomorrow.